Hi everyone, I'm Margarita Muradova, a personal stylist and fashion consultant from Kyiv, Ukraine, and in today's video we're gonna talk about an amazing and very exciting topic: the best colors and trendy colors for this spring 2023, the colors that are gonna be igniting the fashion industry, the colors that are gonna be absolutely everywhere: fast fashion, middle segment, and luxury fashion, the colors that are gonna be everywhere in terms of accessories and clothing, etc. So as you can clearly hear, very excited about this whole thing because these colors are absolutely exceptional. This specific season, I feel like we've started going upwards in terms of incorporating different kinds of colors in terms of saturation. So we have, just a little heads up, we have something pretty pastel-y, we have something like a very deep burgundy color. So I love these kinds of combinations. Like most of the time, I'm not really into like the same thing all the time, as in all pastels or all deep saturated colors. I love mixing and matching colors because this is the way to create a more well-rounded, beautiful, inspiring look for me personally, for my clients, and for everyone. When I see a look that has different kinds of colors in terms of different specifications of these colors, so something very saturated, something pretty neutral, it looks just more interesting and well-rounded to me specifically. And let me know in the comments below if that's the same for you. And also, when you look at street style looks, the best looks that you notice are exactly the looks where you have different kinds of colors, textures, etc. So this is the way to go for me personally. I feel like that's the most inspirational thing to do in terms of styling yourself and others. Let's talk about colors for spring, but first of all, let me just announce what I have on me today, because I've promised you I'll be more consistent with showing you my look. I also filmed this look for my TikTok, so subscribe to my TikTok in the comment section below. And on me today, I have this beautiful overshirt, like a jacket slash shirt from Ukrainian brand Jewel. I have this maxi denim skirt by Zara. I love this one. And I have a basic long sleeve by COS, a belt by a brand called Anderson's. And this is a very good dupe for the row, but from a totally different price point. And then I'm finishing up my look with these shoes. Let me just, I'm not sure if you can see these, but these are so amazing. These are by Kate. These are crystal covered in terms of a toe embellishment. These look really cool and edgy, and these kind of spice up this look. And last but not least, I have a bag, and I'll ask someone from my team to bring me the bag to show it to you because it's also really amazing. This is the bag that I have with me. This is also by Kate. I love this color from the moment I saw this one. And if you've seen my videos about my bag collection, and I have a couple of episodes for shirts, a pretty hefty collection if I do say so myself. And for what I've gathered, when I looked at my bag collection, I didn't have only one color. I had absolutely everything but one color in my bag collection. It was yellow, but I didn't just want to get something yellow. I wanted to get something that I loved. And then when I saw this one in Kate's new collection, I fell in love. I fell in love also specifically with this texture. It's suede, and I know what you're gonna tell me, that suede is very like markable, it could get stained, etc. But I just love it. You have to take risks sometimes, and I'm not very fancy and very like protective with my bags. I'm okay with them having some marks. I'm not like very like fancy like that, so I'm totally okay with this getting stained, etc. I feel like anywhere that this bag is gonna have will make this bag look even more appealing to me personally. So yeah, this is something that finishes up my look for today. And over the top, I have a cropped leather jacket, a vintage leather jacket by Balenciaga, and I'll try and show you this whole look together on the screen from my TikTok. So yeah, let's, without further ado, go into the video. And I love this first color I'm gonna talk about. The first one is called True Red. And this one, to me personally, feels like a perfect balance of neutral red, like the most neutral red you can get. It's not too like yellowy and warm toned. It's not too blue or cool toned. It's somewhere exactly in the middle, and the saturation is not too deep to a point where it looks kind of like saggy and old-fashioned, and it's not too bright where it sometimes is it looks kind of misplaced in a look. This one's like your perfect red. I feel like this one would work amazingly for accessories, amazingly for different prints on your clothing, and absolutely beautifully in terms of like a lipstick or something. It's deep enough, it's not too bright, it's kind of neutral, so it's gonna work for different undertones, and I love this one. And what's the best to me personally about all of these like spring colors and every time like selection from Pantone for different colors for different seasons is that this one selection gives you an idea of mixing and matching colors, which is my absolute favorite thing to do, especially for spring when everything's blossoming, when you have more inspiration and sun, etc. So this one is beautiful to combine with different colors from this whole selection. And the next one I'm going to talk about is Mellow Yellow. So remember the previous one's pretty saturated, not pastel at all. This one's really pastel lemon yellow. Beautiful, bright, but not too bright, and also not deep enough for you to feel uncomfortable. I know a lot of people are kind of uncomfortable with yellow and orange, and for me personally, I don't love orange in any case, shape, or form actually. I don't have a lot of orange in my wardrobe. So yellow is pretty risky, and the way you can go about that one is make it more pastel-y. And the way you can go about these two is actually combine them together, because when something's pretty saturated, like the first red one, the classic red one, and then the next one, this Mellow Yellow, it's actually really mellow from what you can see, they create a beautiful combination of something that gives you vibrancy, of something that gives like relaxation to your eyes, because it's just not too stressful to look at two different types of colors as opposed to something bright and something bright as well, if you know what I mean. So I feel like the Mellow Yellow would go amazingly for your tops, for suits, a pantsuit, a skirt suit, for a skirt, accessories for sure. This would go amazingly in terms of like prints and a background for prints. And also this would work amazingly for knitwear specifically. I feel like this color is combinable enough to work with absolutely everything in your clothing. I feel like this is the perfect kind of basic yellow, at least as basic as yellow could get. This is the most basic yellow that you could get, and you can implement into your spring and then summer wardrobe. And the next color we're going to talk about is hot pink, and this one's like fuchsia pink, I would say. Obviously, all the time Pantone's coming up with different names, like crazy names for their colors, but this one's like a fuchsia, but more on a neutral side of fuchsia pink. This one's not bubblegum pink, this one's not pastel, this is not too saturated, but this is saturated enough to work amazingly with the previous Mellow Yellow color, but also to work with the first color. And if you know me, you know I love, and I know this is a love-hate combination, I love a combo of red and pink. This is honestly such a beautiful combo. And if you ask me why does it work, or why do I feel this is a beautiful combo, because this is an analogous combo in terms of color combinations and color wheel, and you can look this up on the internet. There's a lot of color wheels in there. Analogous colors basically are colors on the color wheel that are kind of next to each other, they're neighbors. So in terms of a color wheel, a deep red or any kind of red and pink are coming one from each other, just basically a continuation. So pink is kind of a lighter version of red, basically. Therefore, they look amazing together. And I feel like they complement each other beautifully, because the first one, the red one, is pretty sexy and saturated, and the second one is pretty girly. And therefore, we have this balance of different like spheres and vibes, if you want to say it like that. So basically, this hot pink would work beautifully for blazers, and look, so like remember this and look for a vintage hot pink blazer. It's gonna look so cool with a white tee, with jeans and sneakers or ballet flats. It's gonna look so beautiful because it's gonna be combined with different neutral things and like basic stuff. Therefore, it's gonna be accentuated but not too crazy on the eye. And then this would work amazingly with accessories. So think bags, think shoes. I would not specifically go for an all hot pink look if you're not prepared for that, if you're not into bold color, because if you're dressed in all hot pink, it's gonna look really hard for the eye, especially if you're not used to that thing. If you're used to that, definitely go for that. Also mix in some red and also mix in some yellow. Obviously go full in. But if you're not into that thing, definitely kind of stay reserved in that department. And this is the color that I would be pretty suspicious of putting in your portrait area. And your portrait area is the area that is close to your face, basically your tops, your jackets, etc., etc. Specifically something that's a color, like a total color block. So basically something that covers pretty much the whole surface of your chest close to your face, because this one, not even the red one, but this one can accentuate if you have some redness on your face, if you have rosacea, and if you don't use makeup to cover that rosacea, this one can make your redness on your face look even more red. So just be aware of that. The next color that we have, and it's pretty unusual that we have two different types of like the same color at the same time, and this one is blood orange. This one is basically like a lighter version of warm red, but also a deeper version of orange. This is basically like a mix and in between of red and orange, and it looks really bright, really beautiful on the eye. This would, because it's so bright, it's so saturated, it's not pastel at all. This needs to be mixed with something basic, neutral, or something pastel in order to make it work for your everyday looks. So think accessories, think jackets, think something that could be added to a look, but not necessarily the whole look itself. The next color I absolutely love is called All Shades of Pastel Blue. And this one is a very safe, tried and true color that is basically kind of in the middle of gray and blue. It's neutral enough for you to wear it all along, like your suits, your tops, etc. It could be a total blue look, but this one's basic enough to work with other colors, either neutral or crazy. So think previous blood orange color with this blue color, and together they would create such a beautiful combination, because something's very saturated and something's pretty neutral. But also I know that this combination is also a love-hate kind of thing. So some people love red and blue, some people hate this combination. Personally, I love this combination because I feel like they play very well off of each other. And this blue is like a foolproof blue. You can work it into each and every person's wardrobe. This kind of blue is also pretty close to a denim colored blue, so this would work day in, day out, spring, summer, whatever you want. Then the next color we're gonna talk about is turquoise. And this turquoise is very saturated. It's not too deep, so it's not gonna kind of age you in a way. And one thing to note is that actually like darker, deeper colors, especially deep red, like burgundy red, wine red, deep green, they, especially like deep plum, they have a tendency, especially in specific materials, think velvet, think tweed. These two, for example, combined with these deeper colors would definitely kind of, especially in the portrait area, give you kind of like a bigger texture and also add on to the age immensely. And these are the aging colors for sure if you wear them all together, and especially if you don't break them up with something fresh and modern and casual, etc. They have this tendency, unfortunately, so just beware of that. And this turquoise is actually not an aging one because it's pretty bright. It's not too bright, it's not pastel, it's pretty saturated, somewhere in the middle. It's very beautiful. This one would work amazingly for different accessories and also for jackets, blazers, for skirts, absolutely, for headbands, something that you can implement in each and every person's wardrobe. But also this one color works amazingly with different complexions. So something who's neutral toned, something who's warm toned, and someone who's cool toned, which is a rare combination. And the last color we're going to talk about, actually plays into this whole military trend that we have in fashion at the moment. And this one's olive green. This one's like a military green. Honestly, this works amazingly with, for example, a red one from this color combination. This would work amazingly with that yellow, mellow yellow color. It would also kind of make each other softer. So for example, mellow yellow would make olive green not as intense, and olive green would make mellow yellow kind of more serious and more put together. So for example, think a blouse or a shirt and then khaki cargo pants. The top would make the bottom more relaxed and kind of feminine, and then in its turn, the bottoms are gonna make your top look more kind of casual as opposed to very feminine. So these are gonna balance each other out, and this is the way to think about colors as well. So this one's also pretty neutral. This would work for tops, for accessories, for an all-out outfit, for example, like a suit, a skirt suit, a pantsuit, whatever it is. This one would not work as good in terms of like small head kind of accessories, so like think headbands, etc., because these, unless you're blonde, this specific color would get too lost in your hair or like your makeup. This would get lost totally. So think something on your body: accessories, shoes, bags, tops, blouses, cotton poplin shorts, whatever it is. Obviously cargo pants, cargo skirts, everything cargo. This kind of color would work absolutely amazingly. And also let me know in the comments below which one specific color out of this whole selection do you like most, and which one do you absolutely despise and would not work in your particular style and in your closet. And this is it for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.